Hello and welcome to Playground Monthly with me, Charlie Hodson. Right now, we're going to chat through everything on the way in the upcoming Series 24 update. So let's check out the schedule and see what's on the agenda. There is a brand new feature coming to Series 24 called Photo Challenge, but we've got plenty more info on that very, very soon. After that, there is a new festival playlist update with new seasonal bonuses, photo challenges, and races coming your way to win some amazing new cars coming for Series 24. And talking of Series 24, as I said, there are 4 brand new cars heading to your garage, and boy, are they good uns. So we'll be giving you a full breakdown and history on each of them. Torbin Tuesday Roundup will be following that. We know the Twitter sphere has been trying to figure out Tom's riddle this week, and we're here to tell you just what the heck he was on about. And following that is the usual updates and fixes. I'm joined today by my ever so wonderful, wonderful co-host, creative director. He'll tell you more about this very soon, Mike Brown, and game designer Dave Orton. Welcome, boys.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Very, very well. So how are you?
Is incorrect there.
Tell us more about the creative director then, that wasn't written down, but is definitely true.
Well, you're lucky I'm not so much of a diva that I won't walk off this show when you've got my title on as well.
Fantastic. Well, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Now, I'm personally, as someone who loves new features, the idea of a new one coming to Forza Horizon 4 is very exciting. So shall we dive straight into it there?
Yeah, let's do it. So let's talk about photo challenges. So this is a new feature that's coming to Series 24. And well, effectively, what are they? They're challenges you have to complete in a photo. For example, taking a picture of a Lamborghini with the lighthouse or a Ferrari with the Uffington White Horse. Basically taking your car and putting them in really cool locations and places with landmarks and things of interest. And you've got to take a really cool photo of that. So you can see here, it's on festival playlist. There'll be some really cool rewards behind each one, and we'll have a photo challenge each season. You can see we've put a hashtag here as well. So every photo challenge will be titled with a hashtag lights up my Lambo here, for example. And there's a reason behind that. You know, you guys create fantastic photos and put them online, and we really want you to share your photo challenges with the community online, with your friends, maybe see who's got the better one, have some rivalry between you. But that was a real driving force behind this feature. You guys take amazing photos, and we want to reward you for that. So if we just head back to the previous slide, I'll kind of give you a walkthrough of what it will look like. So you see it on the festival playlist. Here it tells me to take a photo of any Lamborghini with the lighthouse north of Bamber. Next slide. You go into the world, and this is actually one I took earlier. It took me a while to line up this shot with the time of day. You think you have the right shot, and then you enter photo mode, take the photo, and if you go to the next slide, you can see we've updated the UI to include some objectives behind the photo. You can see here it contains the Lamborghini and it contains the UK lighthouse, so they're both ticked off. And I won myself a super wheel spin and some influence towards my photography thread. And the great thing about these ticks is they'll kind of validate in real time. So if there's maybe a Lamborghini in shot but not the lighthouse, you'll get a cross. So it kind of tells you to help guide you get the right photo. So yeah, super excited to see what you as the community can do with these challenges. You're going to be a lot more creative than the photo I've got here, and we'll be doing them.
Don't say that is great. No,
it took me a long time.
Clearly 2 different ways of tackling it, right?
Yeah, so as Dave demonstrated, your photo doesn't have to be good to get the rewards. That's totally fine. But if you think your photo actually is good, then tweet it out at us, use that hashtag, and then we'll be picking out the very best ones and showing them on next month's show. And I don't know, we'll probably find some small prize to give out as well. Emphasis on the small prize. It won't be anything particularly amazing. But
well,
we'll get your name in lights on the live stream.
Yes.
Perfect. Winnie. So looking forward to see what you lot are going to be doing with that. But that was also a little sneak preview into the upcoming festival playlist update. So let's dive back into it, see what else there is to do.
Yes, let's jump straight in. So series completion, this time around at 50%, you're going to get the Caddy Limo, and at 80%, Lamborghini Huracan Performante. So awesome cars there. At summer, at 50%, the Koenigsegg Agera, and at 80%, the Porsche 917 LH. So we talked about photo challenges. There being one each week. You can see this one here. hashtag the headline act, you need to take a photo of your car in front of the UK Horizon Festival stage. Not only that, but if you do that, you'll get one of our new exclusive cars as a reward, which is the Zenvo Ts Rs. Absolutely awesome car, which we'll be talking about later in this stream. Go to the next slide, please. Cool. And so loads of awesome cars here, notably the Buick Gsx. You'll be able to get that rare car if you do these summer games. And there's also a showcase remix. Motocross purposes has come back. It's a great fun one to get stuck into. So next slide, please. Cool. Some more hard to find cars. We've got the AMC Rebel in the Macho Motoring season event. We've also got the chance to get the 2008 MC12 Corsa for the Summer in the City season event. Next slide, please. Cool. Looking on to autumn, at 50%, you're going to get the McLaren 12C, and at 80%, the Roussillon Q1. Another photo challenge. Hashtag Hoonigan's Paradise. Take a photo of any Hoonigan car at the Express North Rail Yard. So go and have loads of fun with that one. And yeah, get your teeth stuck into that. It's a good one. Next slide, please. Fantastic. Got some really awesome cars here, but let's go on to the next one. And here we have another exclusive car that we're adding to Series 24, which is the Ford GT70. Absolutely amazing car with a bit of history behind it. We're actually going to be talking about this in the Forza Monthly stream after this, so make sure you stick around for that, as it's a really cool car. Also, the chance to win the Porsche Macan Turbo, again, a rare car if you do the Hard at Work season event. Next slide, please. Cool. So we have another new exclusive car, which is at 50%, and that is the 1977 Ford Escort Mark II. So another really awesome rally car we're adding. At 80%, you're going to get the Ready to Rock Mustang. And the photo challenge, which we briefly talked about just earlier, is to take a photo of any Lamborghini with the lighthouse north of Bamber. Hashtag light up my Lambo. Next slide, please. Cool. So the trial, this one's snowed out, will give you a chance to get the Jeep Wrangler Liberty design. And for the winter games, you're going to get another really hard to find car, which is the Hummer Open Top. Super fun car. Next one, please. Next slide. And we have more rare cars. We've got a Forza Edition, which is the Caterham R500 Forza Edition. We've got the Chevrolet ZR2 with the Chevy to the Levy season event. And if you want to get a Lamborghini Aventador, make sure you check out the If You Want to Be My Lambo season event. So loads of really rare cars.
I can't stop laughing at those names.
Shout out to Matt Monk. He's great at the puns here. Yeah. Next slide. Great. So for spring, last but not least, we've got the Honda Civic at 50%, and at 80%, we have the Crown Victoria. What's really cool about this car is you can actually attach some police lights to it. So if you see people driving around with police lights because they got this and they've got an upgrade preset attached to it. So make sure you check that out. Photo challenge is hashtag Muddy Good Time. You've got to take a photo of any extreme off-road car at the Mud Kickers Adventure Park. Again, have a lot of fun with that one. Next slide, please. Got another hard to find car. This is the Ferrari 488 Pista, and you'll be getting that by doing the trial and error trial. And we've also got a showcase remix, Contest of Giants. John Cooper Works Mini as well for spring games. Another really awesome car that's hard to find, so make sure you check that out. Next slide, please. And here we have another new exclusive car. It is the 1985 Mazda Rx-7, the one that started it all. Really, really awesome car. You can get that by doing the Midnight Mazda-ness season event. We've also got the Plymouth Fury, last but not least, in the Hand of Rod season event. And yeah, so that brings our festival playlist. It's loads of new cars. Yeah, super cool.
Lots of new cars, lots of ridiculous names.
Spoiled with new cars.
Actually, I tell you what, we are spoiling people with cars. Should we just dig straight into them? Because I'm looking at chat, and my favorite reaction to, I can't remember the name of the first one because I'm not as car nut like you guys, but there's a lot of like the slanty and the leaning, and I want to see a little bit more about that bad boy. Can we?
Yeah. So this is it. This is the Zenvo Ts Rs. So it's made by Zenvo, who are a Danish automaker. They're not a huge car brand. They don't make a lot of cars, but this is one that they've fairly recently released. It is kind of a track car, but it's also road legal. It's a great car, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, over 200 miles an hour, but none of that matters because the cool thing about this car is that wing on the back. It's a centripetal wing, I believe they call it. And as you can see, as you're turning the car, it moves itself a bit like an aerodynamic roll bar to give you greater grip on whichever side of your car needs it as you're taking corners. So as much as we say over 200 mile an hour in a straight line, that doesn't matter at all because that's not cool. That's not what's cool. What's cool about this car is that it can maintain that speed as it's going through corners. The capture now jumps inside where we can see it has a steering wheel, it has a dashboard, inside car stuff. All of that's really interesting though because it's all about that wing.
Yeah, what I actually love about the wing is, as you said, an aerodynamic anti-roll bar. But this car is street legal. So the words aerodynamic anti-roll bar and street legal, it blows my mind that this is even street legal. It's incredible. And you'll be able to get this, as we said previously, by doing our photo challenge in summer. It's our new feature. If you complete the hashtag the Headline Act photo challenge, and that'll be yours to keep. So it's an absolute steal. Pretty easy way to get the car, to be honest.
Yeah. A real giveaway. It's I think it's over like 1,100 horsepower as well. So again, why is it street legal? Why have they done this? Congratulations, Zenvo. You've really nailed it.
Yeah, imagine rocking up to work in this. That'd be awesome. Cool. So we move on to the next car then.
I was going to see how it moved while it drifted. All right, Dave, what's this?
Cool. So this is the Ford Escort Mark II from 1977. This has got 250 brake horsepower, an inline-4 engine, and it was built to Group 4 specification. But most notably, this was driven by Bjorn Wedelgard, who was the first WRC champion. So it's got a lot of history for the guy who drove it, but there's a reason for that. It's because it was an absolute powerhouse. So this won several rallies in the 70s, including the Lombard RAC rally in 1977 and the Acropolis rally in 1979. But the thing is, it remains one of the most successful rally cars ever, so much that they're still being used today. So it really speaks to how well these cars can handle sort of rugged terrain. It's absolutely awesome. And the sound of this engine as well is really iconic. So what is that, Mike?
Dave, so it's still being used today in competitive racing?
Yes, yeah. It sort of speaks to how great the car's been, how great the car is.
Yeah. It was built in 77 and they're still managing to use it today in 2020.
Yeah, the car is a lot older than me, and it's very, very cool. So you'll be able to get your hands on this car by doing 50% in Winter for Festival playlist. So make sure you log in and get this car. It's an awesome one. It's funny actually. This car, we'll talk about the GT70 in the Forza Monthly stream, but they're kind of connected. This kind of took over and became Ford's sort of powerhouse, whereas the GT70 was kind of left behind. But they're both coming in Series 24, so you guys try them out for yourself and see if you agree or not. Should we move on to the next car? Awesome. So this is the 1985 Mazda Rx-7. The original, the first generation of RX-7, which is as we all agree, is a super iconic car for Mazda. Like all RX-7s, this has got a rotary engine, and that's totally different to a piston one. So instead it uses spinning triangular rotors, which results in a really smooth but high revving engine. So it's quite loud, but yeah, totally awesome car.
Absolutely drinks petrol as well. So as much fun as it might be to drive and how quickly it gets up to those high revs, it also will empty your fuel tank in about 3 miles. So not the most economical car.
Doing it.
You'll definitely feel cool doing it. I think all rotary engines feel amazing to drive because they hit such high revs so quickly. It's got, fairly small engine as well, as is typical for the rotary engine. Is this a 1.3 or 1.2?
1.2, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like it's got a really small engine, but because of that rotary camshaft, it just puts out way more power than you'd expect. Yeah, it's 985, so it's not it's not a 200 mile an hour supercar. I think you get about 120, and like an 8-second 0 to 60, but pretty good for a mid-priced sports car from 85.
Definitely. And you can get this from completing the appropriately named Midtown Mazda Championship in spring.
Yeah, it really is a kind of a bit of a style icon as well, isn't it? It's got that like all glass back, like really like clear wraparound glass to the rear, and then just that really great shape, which kind of stuck that silhouette through the entire Mazda Rx-7 line, even through to like late 90s.
Yeah, it's a good point. I absolutely love it. That like just the map. Yeah, it just looks awesome. It looks absolutely awesome. Fantastic. So that is 3 of the 4 cars we're adding for Series 24. Obviously, the GT70 is going to be talked about in the Forza Monthly. In fact, Mike, I'm actually getting quite hot. I just wondered if you'd just take something from me. Is that? Oh, thank you.
No
thank
problem,
you.
Dave. No problem.
Can I have it back though? Is that all right? Can I? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
I'm at a loss for words for you two. I have zero control here, do I?
Sorry.
Just gotta keep
Right.
ourselves entertained, Charlie.
Yeah.
Clearly. And while chat tries to figure out the riddle of what the hell you two just did, let's have a chat through Torben's Tuesday round as well. Another internet riddle from this week.
Yeah. So I think people had a few head scratches in this one. So first of all, I'll do the first one, which was, can you wing it in Zealand? No, not that one. The not that one meaning not New Zealand, which I think is what you'd probably think of first, and instead referring to the island of Zealand, I guess Old Zealand in Denmark, which is the home of Zenvo Motors, which then would lead you to thinking of what cars they have that might have a wing in them, as that was mentioned in the riddle. So I know quite a few people, because it kind of points to Denmark, were thinking we were doing something else with Lego. That isn't the case. It was actually the Zenvo Ts Rs, which is cool. Dave, I'll let you take the next one.
Yeah, so the next one, groups of 5 must be escorted when listening to Talking Heads. Right. So there was an error in this one, but I think a few of you managed to get it. So Talking Heads, they released an album 77 in 1977. Groups of 5 should have actually been groups of 4, because it's group 4, must be escorted, the Ford Escort. So then you got the Ford Escort Mark II from 1977. Yeah, there was an error in that one, and I'm amazed you guys got it. So fair play. Next one.
Right, okay.
This one's simple. I think people got this. So only 6 of Ercol's best. So Ercol Spada, the legendary auto designer, designed the Ford GT70, and there were only 6 of them. So I think people managed to work through this one. Slightly more tricky was this next one, Dave, which I'll let you read out.
I will read out in its full, which is 53S270192380934 1824 G85. Cool.
And then if you could just give the security number on the back of your card.
The reason, so the first big block of numbers is the location for Fuchu, Hiroshima, which is where Mazda's HQ is. R and X are the 18th and 24th letters of the alphabet, and then G is the 7th letter. So Mazda Rx-7. I mean, if you guys got that, fair play. Fair play.
So if you would like to register your displeasure with these Torben Tuesday riddles, then please tweet at freelance P. That is at freelance and then the letter P, and that is Tom. He's our producer who put these together for you. So yeah, just let him know what you thought.
Right, well, let's also move on to updates and fixes. We don't have too much long left, so while people are building up their tweets of complaints, let's dive into what is coming to the game next.
Yes, so we don't have a huge amount to talk about in updates and fixes. One thing I did want to cover off, though, was what happened last month in Series 23. So it was really late. It was just as we were closing out the update. We were just doing our final tests, and we discovered this issue and it was a bad issue, where the update would cause the game to not load on several platforms, which is bad. And the problem was a really, really tricky one to identify, because it didn't happen at all in a development environment. only occurred once it was the finished update and it was on a retail, either PC or Xbox, which is really tricky because once you're in a retail environment, we're no longer able to attach our debug tools to find out what's going on. It was a real head scratcher, and it took us longer than we would have liked to identify what that problem was. So, yeah, we just wanted to kind of say sorry about that and kind of clarify what actually went on there. Which brings me on to kind of the next and semi-related point, because I think some people thought that we delayed the update due to Black Lives Matter. Because last month, completely unrelated to that update I just described with that issue I just described with the update, we cancelled both the Playground stream and the Forza Monthly. And like I say, nothing to do with the update. That was entirely to do with the choice that Playground, Turn 10, and all of Xbox Game Studios made to use our voices and use our space to promote and amplify the voices of Black and African American communities at this time when I think they really needed that. So those two issues, completely unrelated. Dave, do you have the other update that we have in this one?
Yeah, so we had an issue with the stay-at-home achievement. That has now been fixed. A lot of people have been saying it takes sometimes up to 20 minutes to properly ping. So just keep playing the game and that will fix. But if you bought Sunflower Meadows and you were part of that group that didn't get the achievement ping when we released it, sorry, but we've now fixed it and it should be in for you now. Yeah.
Cool. I think the only other major fix in this one is there's now a message that'll pop up if you're about to delete your save data. So there's some scenarios where you could delete your save data without the game going, hey, you're about to do that. So hopefully that'll catch that for you now if you're in one of the weird scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds like my favorite update. It's
pretty hard to delete your save data. I'm not sure exactly what scenario you have to be in to do it, but there's a catch now. So hopefully that'll prevent a few people from losing all their stuff.
Perfect. Well, we've got a banging selection of cars. We've got a brand new feature. We've got an amazing festival playlist. And anyone who is still scratching their heads about the riddles, hopefully you are now free to go and complain on the internet about the difficulty of them. Thanks again for watching another update here with Playground Monthlies with myself, Charlie, with Dave, and with creative director Mike. Let's make sure we say that more, even though it's not in the lower third. And we will see you in the next one. Please stick around because there is another show coming up very, very shortly.
Yeah.